I have one of the largest collections of ERD clothing in the United States. So I say this with authority. This new ERD season
has not been good.
Probably like the most like hype thing that they've dropped in the past couple months were the pastor t-shirts and assemblage long sleeves, whatever. Those are boring. They're just boring. They've got like these hawk buckle belts now, and listen, I liked it more when it was a rose buckle. The hawk is kind of tacky. The graphics are kind of lazy. Like exposed Christina is a big motif, but the graphic, it just feels like a watered down version of stuff they've done before. And listen, the leather pieces are great. They're really fucking good. The leather jackets, oh my god, Arcane 17, are you kidding me? But they make like probably 8 of those because they cost $5,000. But then I saw the one piece, the savior piece of the ERD season, and I knew I had to have this piece ever since I first saw it at the runway show months ago. They didn't even show this piece on the runway, but Luca Sabat, I don't know how to pronounce his name, was wearing it as like a visitor that they, you know, fro celebrity stuff. So today I have the single good streetwear piece that Enfant Riche Premier released this season. It is the Bonds of Matrimony t-shirt. It's a really good graphic. It's a really good piece, and it honestly indicates a shift in ERD's attitude, because here they're like actually taking a bit of a stand, which I really like. But that's not it. That would be a boring video. We're not looking at just one t-shirt. We've got another one right here from the new season that I grabbed, and this one is good because the cut and color are just fantastic. So, we got the only good ERD pieces, you guys. Why would you go anywhere else? Stick around. And if you like designer clothing, check out my Grail. It's in the description. Me being able to buy and sell stuff, this is how I'm able to do these videos. Go buy something. If you buy it, I probably wore it, you parasocial freak. So I could start by showing you the best ERD piece of the season, but then we lose all our suspense. So instead, I'm going to show you another very, very good new season piece, just very different from the shirt we're going to take a look at in a little bit. Now this one, as you can see, it came from Maxfield, which is probably ERD's best stockist, the best boutique that carries their stuff. They seem to get the best selection, the most interesting runway stuff. Them and maybe like Mr. Porter get really good stuff. With Maxfield, I got this t-shirt from there. The moment of truth. All right, there she is. Let's get her hung up. This, my friends, is the Red Whisper raglan sleeve t-shirt. And listen, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I think these raglan tees are the best t-shirts that ERD makes. The fit is just straight up better than the regular t-shirts. The cut is really fantastic. I like how they leave this just sergered edge down at the bottom, like it's a weird hem. And just the almost like baby doll shape of the sleeves works so well. But before we get too deep into it, let's take a look at the tags. Standard brand tag here at the back of the neck, no season name or anything like that. The retail tags, very standard too. We do get a Maxfield tag down here, which should have some info. Enfant Riche Whisper raglan tee, faded red. We'll talk about that color. We got a size small off to the left and a price, $5.40. And listen, that's an insane price for a t-shirt, but that still makes it the cheapest tee that ERD makes. These raglan tees, for whatever reason, they are significantly less expensive than the normal t-shirts when they look better, straight up. Already saw size small, 100% cotton, no surprises there, and made in the USA. And for all of you like resale hawks out there, one good thing to look out for in general with ERD stuff like this is, has there been any color bleed onto the tag? Sometimes fake stuff, the tag is just too clean, this white here, but you can see this has an almost like pink tone to it because it was washed with the shirt to give us this faded red look. So we've already talked about the cut. I love that. The only other note here is the neck is also really nice. It's a slightly tighter, taller neck than a standard t-shirt. The graphic is very striking, intentionally kind of off-putting, and also very, very faded. You can see that they've printed it in white here, but you can see the red texture of the shirt poking through all over. It's just like a noisy, faded image, but very cool. And then for the hypebeats out there, you get the logo at the bottom. You gotta let people know who it is. It's Enfant Riche Déprimé. The back is plain. Listen, what do you want from me? You want back graphics? You're gonna have to pay extra for that, okay? So listen, is it the most exciting graphic that they've ever made? No, absolutely not. But it's a good graphic. I ain't mad about it at all. And it is the best style of tee, the raglan tees. They're just better. The color is fantastic. The material feels great. It's kind of like softer and stretchier than their normal t-shirts. Awesome. And the price is great. Like, I don't know, I feel like I should actually be gatekeeping more here, because if other people figure out how good the raglan tees are, they might start selling out like the Grails. So, yeah, no, the raglan tees, they suck. Don't even look at those. No, nothing to see here, folks. But you know, speaking of Grails, we have got the best ERD piece of the entire season, the Bonds of Matrimony white t-shirt. And look at this, ERD, they're leveling up, you know? $750 t-shirts, and finally, we get a branded bag, big, bold, black logo. We get a sticker in the bottom right of the bag telling us what the t-shirt is, what color it is, what size it is. It's a faded white, and it's a small. Now we know. So anyway, ERD, spending their hard-earned cash very well, picked straight from our pockets. Let's get this thing open, okay. Oh yeah, clean. There it is. Incredible, incredible. Bonds of Matrimony t-shirt. Before we dive too deep into here, quick check on the tags. Neck tag, standard. Retail tags, standard. Tags, all good, size small, 100% cotton, made in the USA. You know the deal at this point. Now you might be asking, why is this the best ERD piece of the new season? Why is it the only good ERD piece of the season? Why is this one a Grail? It's all about the graphic. First off, up at the top you get Bonds of Matrimony with these light blue stripes at the top and bottom, a very like youth crew, like Youth of Today type of graphic, which is sick. You get a triple stack of a bondaged woman, you know, a kind of carryover from the Whisper tee as well. And it has this kind of like cutout, 3 of them. It reminds me of the Buffalo 66 shirt they did with Christina Ricci. And then you get to the real reason this graphic is so good. Look at this. And tied me up, Madonna tells cops Sean beat me. That's right. This is a t-shirt about the allegations made that Sean Penn physically abused Madonna when they were married. Now let's turn this around because we can get into the details here. They do not mince their words. There it is. Madonna bound and gagged, light blue gagged upside down, for 9 hours. She uses sexual ploy. Interesting. And then we've got this 3-panel cutout of the photos. He threatens to stuff her head in gas oven and chop off her hair. Jesus. Enfant riche déprimé. To escape and call cops. So basically, the allegation was that Sean Penn, tied her up, put her head into an oven, like tied her to a chair, beat her with a baseball bat. There were crazy, crazy allegations. Now, are they true? I don't know. I tend to believe people, but Madonna also testified that he didn't do it, but she definitely has reasons to do that, even if it is true. And I will say that ERD have some balls for putting this stuff on a shirt. Because the director Lee Daniels once called Sean Penn an abuser of women, and Sean Penn sued Lee Daniels for that. Sued him. But the thing, here, listen, Sean Penn has a huge history of alleged abuse of people, whether it's Madonna, you know, extras, paparazzi. He's a violent dude, and I like that ERD are calling him out here. But again, it's ballsy because Sean Penn has sued people in the past for saying this. So I like that ERD, it's got that, you know, attitude, the punk attitude that I haven't felt from ERD in a few years. And I think this might be one of the first times I can think of that Enfant riche déprimé have actually taken like a stand on something. Like, they are calling Sean Penn out here for being an alleged fucking asshole and being a despicable human being. And this is something that ERD doesn't usually do. They are the nihilist punk couture brand. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't care about anything. But sometimes that gives ERD a poor impression. Depending on who you ask, ERD can come off to some people as white supremacist with some of their motifs, right? Racist, uncaring, supportive of school shootings. I might have to bleep some stuff in case YouTube is watching this. Like, geez, ERD has made some crazy, crazy graphics. But in this one, they are standing by an allegedly battered woman. That's fucking sick. And beyond the statement being sick, the way they've put it together here in a graphical form is just as good. Now, some details on the shirt itself. It's a very simple, like they said, faded white shirt. It's been washed, but it is a little tougher than some other ERD t-shirts, I will say. It's a little bit more solid, you know? Nice ribbed neckline. And then, of course, at the hems, you get the classic single scar stitch that ERD does on pretty much all of their t-shirts. And that exists down at the hem as well, where I'd say it's even more visible. The print has that classic tabloid look, a little bit faded, a little bit cracked. You can see, again, the texture of the shirt poking through just the tiniest bit. But I would say, overall, I don't know, this isn't as washed as it could be. I kind of wish they had gone full old school ERD and made this like paper thin, super soft, thrashed it, you know, have holes up by the neck, the arms, armpits, whatever. I would have liked like full on old school punk as fuck ERD with this one, but I think that just means I gotta wear it. I've gotta thrash it myself by me being punk as fuck. You know what, I'll go to see Shelter. I just saw Shelter recently. That guy was in Youth of Today. It's got the youth crew kind of vibe. We'll do that. I'll thrash it myself in the pit. So, was it a weak-ass ERD season? Yes, but we got the good ones here, so we're all good. Both of these shirts are sick, and for different reasons. Like, one of them is sick because of the graphic, and the other one has such a good cut. I think that the best ERD t-shirt cut, and a fantastic color. And I'm excited to see what these look like wearing them. But we need to know what other pieces we're gonna wear. We can't just wear t-shirts. We need fits. So what else are we gonna wear with these? All right, we've got two t-shirts and we've got to try and put together a fit that works for both of them. How do we do that? I don't know, but we're gonna try. For our bottoms, we are gonna do these huge baggy Balenciaga jeans. But they're not just jeans, they're the double waist. You know we gotta get the double waist out on them with the camo. Very interesting, but weirdly wearable. Like, I love that they read as pure Demna for Balenciaga, but they're also really versatile and wearable. For outerwear, we're gonna do Rick Owens, this leather scuba jacket here. I love this thing, I wear it all the time. And finally, we need some shoes. And for that, we've got the Balenciaga Santiago boots. Nice pointed toe, kind of like coated, suede, beautiful. And of course we'll try and accessorize and whatnot, because that's just what we do. Well, let's see what happens. All right, we got some fits to throw together, so let's do this thing. First, we gotta start off with the double waist Balenciaga jeans. These things I've had for a long time, and they're one of the only Balenciaga items I own that I really don't have any plans of letting go of, because they still do work for me. And it's just a really nice pair of jeans, even if you take out the double waist element. Moving right along, we gotta cover these piggies up. No more piggies out in the wild. We've gotta put on the Balenciaga Santiago boots in suede. And these things, very similarly, are just workhorses. Like, the Santiago, they're one of the best formal footwear styles from Balenciaga, I think. And I like them because they're versatile in that they don't just read as like purely Balenciaga, even though the logo's around the back, but it could totally fit into like an Eddie Slimane, Celine, Saint Laurent style wardrobe with no problem with the kind of inward facing Cuban heel, the pointed toe that kind of swings upwards. It's a great pair of boots. But now we gotta move on to our first ERD piece, the first t-shirt for the video. It is the red Whisper raglan t-shirt. And putting this thing on, I think you can see why I am so hot on the fit of these shirts. I got the first one from them a couple of years ago. I've got one that's a kind of like more standard logo t-shirt in black, and I instantly fell in love. The cut at the waist, the skinniness of it, the baby doll style of the sleeves, everything is like the perfect, I don't know, Americana punk style that I'm looking for. Real quick, let's throw on some jewelry. We've got some chrome hearts, some ERD, the safety pin necklace, all this stuff. It's always going to work with these pieces. So let's note here that this is a size small. That is my usual size, I would say, and it fits me perfectly. Like ERD, their t-shirt sizing has swung around quite a bit over the years, but these, they always have this perfect, I don't know, slightly undersized, slightly feminine type of fit that works really well for me. The material feels great. Again, it's softer than the next t-shirt we're going to be looking at. And the graphic is nothing to scoff at. Finally, let's throw on the Rick Owens leather jacket here. This thing is a nice skinny jacket, and I think it's going to play well with how gigantic these bottoms are. And now looking at the entire thing, it's like a casual fit. You know what I mean? It's a going out fit. It's not blowing the doors off, but it's so wearable. Like I would go out for the day, going shopping, going out for meals, meeting up with friends, going to a show, whatever. This is the fit for that. It would work great. But now let's move on to the Grail of the season, the best ERD piece of the season, the Bonds of Matrimony t-shirt. If you disagree that this is the best piece of the season, fight me, because I'll fight you on it. It's just the truth. I guess you could say the leather jackets are better, but like those are so much on a higher level that it's almost a different brand. Like it's not even worth talking about in comparison to the t-shirts. Anyway, throwing this on, you can see it's an incredibly different type of piece from the Whisper t-shirt that we were just wearing. First of all, it's a much more standard type of cut. This fits like a t-shirt. It's also tagged a size small, but you can see how different it is. In fact, it's actually a little bit oversized. Similarly, I got the Italian Romance t-shirt from last season, and I noticed the same thing with that, which is that they are, I don't know, getting slightly more relaxed in their t-shirt fits from what I can tell. As I mentioned, the fabric is a little bit stiff, but it's still on the thinner side. It's still ERD. They're never going to do that super thick, like sportswear type of fabric that a lot of brands are using these days. And this graphic is just unbeatable. That's really what it's all about. It's about the graphic. Other than that, it's a fairly standard white t-shirt. Even, like I mentioned, it doesn't have any special, I don't know, treatment or distressing or anything like that. It's a fairly middle-of-the-road shirt, and I wish they'd stepped it up a notch, but the graphic is where they stepped it up here, and that's entirely what makes it worth it. And I have to say, like, the quality on both of these t-shirts has seemed good. The print's really nice on this one. I've seen some horror stories. There was one guy that bought the Exposed Christina t-shirt, and it looked like a toddler did the screen printing. Like, it looked nothing like the photos on the site. It was just crazy. Like, I think ERD is having some real manufacturing and production issues as they've been growing and adding more and more stores that they need to send these deliveries to every season. Like, they're feeling the weight. They're feeling the pressure. And I think they were recently hiring like a new production manager or whatever at the LA studio. And I'm not surprised, because that t-shirt was scary. ERD, you need to focus on the quality. I think go back to that, put a little more effort into that, and keep doing graphics like this. And then you're unstoppable. But either way, in the end, I'm extremely pleased with both of these t-shirts, and they're slotting right into my wardrobe. 2 new additions to my ERD collection. Again, I think one of the biggest in the United States. Maybe one day I'll show you the whole thing. Make sure you like if you want to see that, because it's coming. Someday, the full video drop is coming. You just wait. All right, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed these. Let me know what you think of the new ERD season. Maybe I'm in the minority here. Maybe you all love it. And let me know in the comments if you do. Like, subscribe, do all these things that help me in the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you next time.